Hey, what's up? It's Skippy. How you doing? I just got a community guideline strike on one of my videos, and I want to say right-wingers are the biggest bunch of pussies. Like, they cannot take a joke. They do not understand satire. Everything with them is they can dish it out, but they can't take it. And you know what? I'm glad that I am capable of taking it. If I get a strike because I called Trump something they didn't like, I was just making fun of them who they harass people, these MAGA assholes, these Christian nationalists, these white supremacist pieces of shit. They harass people all the time, but when you do it to them, all of a sudden my pussy hurts. I don't know. Well, right-wingers are a bunch of pussies anyhow. That's why they buy so many guns and hide behind their children. And they're just scum. And, yeah, if you're a right-winger, man, your mentality sucks. Because what I've noticed is I'm not like, I don't give a fuck. You can call me liberal, you can call me whatever. Whoa, I don't give a fuck. I'm just me. I don't abide by labels or anything like that. But these right-wingers, man, they are the joke. That's why they can't take a joke. Like, I've noticed that, like, right-wingers versus, like, left-wingers, right-wingers are insecure and they only care about themselves. Meanwhile, the left wing wants everybody to be happy. I'm with that, okay? Right-wingers, they make problems for themselves and they make problems for everybody else, and it's stupid. They created the civil war of stupidity that we're going through right now with Trump. Hey, did you see them Epstein files? Man, Trump is all over that shit. You guys are supporting a child banger. Well, that's just disgusting. Like I said, MAGA, you guys are the joke. You're the fucking joke. Congratulations. Also, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations. I want to say congratulations. There's one comedian out there this past week who did something above and beyond the Call of Duty, and I need to congratulate them right now, and that is William Montgomery. Congratulations. You are the awful comedian I told you you were at the Comedy Store. Congratulations. You proved me right. Okay? I know this jerk off. Like, I started going back to the Comedy Store in 2018. Okay, I'm a paid regular. My name's on the wall. I wanted to start going back. Okay, I was banned there in 2007 for getting into a fight with the general manager. I was also wiping Mitzi Shore's asshole and changing her diaper. I was fucking done with that. I was just done dealing with that bitch and her fucking family. They suck. Shore family, Polly, Peter, Sandy. The only one was cool was Scott, but we're not going to go into detail about their family. All I'm saying is Mitzi Shore was an exploitative cunt who made millions of dollars off the backs of hardworking comedians. She's a scumbag. I have no respect for her whatsoever. I should know. I had to spend so much time with that awful woman. Ugh. I saw the hole that Polly came out of. It's not a pretty place. But the one thing that I learned from Mitzi, because she had me hosting the Potluck, which is the open mic at the Comedy Store, for years. And Mitzi had this mantra, which was, do not encourage bad comedians. And I took that to heart. I would tell people to the face, because my mom, the reason why I, became funny was because my mom told me I wasn't. But here's the thing. She was right. She wasn't wrong. Okay? My parents, what year was that? It was like 1997 or 98. They came to the Comedy Store, the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh, to watch me perform. And I wasn't good. There you go. I said it. I wasn't good. I was at my parents' house the next day. I heard my mother talking on the phone with one of her friends. She said, you should have seen him last night at the Funny Bone. He was the worst comic there. I needed to hear that. And I'll tell you why. Because in 2002, 5 years later, My mom comes out to the Comedy Store in Hollywood. Packed night. Okay, it was a 3-day weekend. And I destroyed the place. Destroyed to a point where Eddie Griffin, the comedian, was on the floor banging his fist, laughing. And that was a great night. I wrote a joke called "My Mom's Got the Best Pussy in America," and it went over spectacularly with her in the room. I've only done that joke twice. Both times she has to be present. I ain't doing that joke without her. But it destroyed. It was fantastic. And afterwards, I said, "Hey, Mom, how was that?" She was like, "That was great. Now, what are you going to do for a living?" It's like, I could never win with this fucking woman. But I love her still. She's my mom. But I learned that if I tried hard enough, and if I worked hard at my craft, I could be a phenomenal stand-up comic. Now, unfortunately, there is this place called Austin, Texas, where every dick suck champ rode Joe Rogan's nuts down the... Why the fuck? What? Okay, I like Austin. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've only been there once. I had a great time. The band I was in, we played at this club called Red 7. Had a fantastic time. I ended up... There's this singer from this band called the Dwarves. His name is Blog. And I ended up hanging out most of the day with him, running around Austin looking for a deep-fried Mars bar. And when we finally found the place that had the deep-fried Mars bar, he didn't want it because they didn't have the ice cream that was part of the a la mode of it. So we ended up walking to a fucking gas station and getting ice cream sandwiches. I mean, it was a crazy day. Plus, the band I was in a gay punk rock cover band called Black Flag. And we were a cover band of Black Flag. And we had an open invitation to any member of Black Flag. If you wanted to come up and sing with us on stage, you're more than welcome. You just have to be in drag. And we had a number of people come up on stage with us, like Mike Watt from the Minutemen came up, and that video is online. I mean, it's on YouTube. Mike Watt putting on a dress and singing Police Story. We tried getting Chuck Dukowski, because his band played with us at a gig. But his band had his family in it, his sons and his wife. And he didn't want to dress in drag in front of his family, but he loved our band. And I loved that he loved it. I love Chuck Dukowski. If you get to hang with Chuck Dukowski, fucking do it. Dude's brilliant. Fucking love him. Sarcastic as fuck. Just a great guy. Great fucking guy. And his kids, amazing, talented. Fucking, my God, they're incredible. But Blag, we were at Red 7, he decided to put on this red sequin dress. I got pictures of it, so funny. And it was so funny because I caught him pissing in a garbage can. He hiked up his dress and he was pissing in a garbage can before he came out on stage. And he came out and sang Police Story. And it was fucking great. Austin has amazing barbecue. Austin has some of the most incredible barbecue I've ever had in my life. Okay? I am not knocking Austin. Austin is an incredible city. A lot of talented people live there. Full of entertainment. It's phenomenal. I love Austin. I just don't love that you've been infected by bad comedy. That's the part. Like Missy said, do not encourage bad comedy. Joe Rogan is bad comedy. Flat out. I want to say one thing, okay? Joe Rogan, he opened this club down in Texas and everything. He's delusional. Why I say that? He wishes he was Mitzi Shore. But he will never be Mitzi Shore. He is, one of the worst comedians on earth. I don't know if you saw his last special. It was garbage. If you haven't seen the Elephant Graveyard, don't even bother seeing the special. Watch the Elephant Graveyard. Like, watch him as he dissects everything about Rogan's performance. Like, Rogan has suffered. Mind you, I used to have to go on every night And this asshole, like, they would give him 30-minute spots and he'd take an hour. I'd be like, I normally got the Kinnison spot at the end of the night. So if he did an hour, my 12:30 spot became 1:30, and it sucked. But I don't care. Those are the days in the past. But needless to say, Rogan, he's an egomaniac. He's not funny. He's horribly untalented. I mean, he's good at talking about, you know, that whatever that what's that hugging thing that he is a participant of, MMA. A bunch of dudes getting in a ring, hugging each other and beating each other up because, yeah, that's not gay. Not gay at all. Not gay whatsoever. Like, alpha males crack me up. They're like, they don't even, like, they're so in the closet, they're hiding behind next year's Christmas gifts. They are just the most closeted individuals. Everything with alpha males is about appealing to other men. Not women. Men. That's why you don't get laid. Don't buy the alpha male courses. It's all lies. That Andrew Tate jerk off. Like, if you're an alpha male, you're just a rapist. That's the only way you can have sex, is you're a Neanderthal who needs to beat a woman, drag her back to your cave, and do whatever. Alpha males are just garbage people, toxic masculinity, and Rogan embodies that. And that's the one thing that he embodies, which is that toxic garbage bullshit, okay? Mitzi, on the other hand, all right, she was feminine, she was mothering, she was nurturing, and she was a good businesswoman and exploited everybody who got in her path. This one comedian said it the best. The Shore family treat their friends as employees and their employees as slaves. That was the best thing I ever heard about the Shores. It's totally true. All they care about is money. They don't care about talent. They just care about putting asses in the seats and how much did we sell alcohol, how much alcohol did we sell at the end of the night. Scumbags. Okay, so Mitzi at least nurtured talent. Rogan, on the other hand, does not nurture talent. Okay, he manufactures garbage. All right, like the Austin comedy scene is just garbage comedy manufacturing central. All right, and Kill Tony moved there, and that is just a revolving door of garbage, trash, the most hideous. Like, it's sad that, like, they've turned, you know, an open mic into the auditions for America's Got Talent, or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I don't watch TV, so. What's that show with Simon Cowell? Is that America's Got Talent? I don't know. Or American Idol. That's it. Yeah, he's turned comedy into American Idol. And it's really sickening and sad because there's a lot of garbage motherfuckers that are on that program that now have careers because they're garbage comedians. And it's just sad that the public is being forced to think that this is supposed to be good somehow. But I remember when I first started going back to the Comedy Store, like I said, I got kicked out in 2007. I started going back in 2018. It was bad timing because that was the same year that Mitzi Shore passed away, and my very good friend Brody Stevens, unfortunately, passed away as well. And it was just a sad time to get back into doing stand-up, but I felt, 11 years had passed. I saw a documentary about Sam Kinison, and I got into a car wreck 2 weeks after I watched the documentary about Sam Kinison. I got into a car wreck. I totaled my boss's car, and it scared me. It really did. It scared me, and I was like, well, I survived my car wreck. Kinison didn't. Let me start going back to the Comedy Store. And so I started going back to the Comedy Store, and man, comedians don't fucking like me. Whatever. They're allowed to not like me all they want. I'm very happy not being friends with comedians because I don't like them. They're needy. They're insecure. Incels a lot, most of them. They don't like, and that was part of my biggest problem with comedians is, like, a lot of them are just fucking cowards. Like, they have the balls to get up on stage, but they can't talk to a girl. And it frightens me. I mean, like, why? Why would you be scared to talk to a woman? But I used to get a lot of flack from other comedians because I would have girls for every day of the week. I used to have these girls from this strip club called Snooki's in Simi Valley, Antelope Valley. I can't remember. But these girls would come down Sunday and Monday nights for the open mic because that was the nights off they had at the strip club. And it was a party every week, and I would hook up with these girls and just, I got plenty of stories to tell. But I will say this, laughter is an incredible aphrodisiac. I have gotten so many women. Just once you figure out that girls just want to have a good time and laugh, it becomes much easier. Women are not that difficult. I take that back. They're extremely difficult when you're in a relationship. But for a one-night stand, they're fantastic. I've had a number. But anyway, I want to get back to what I was talking about. Kill Tony. And Tony Hinchcliffe is a horrible comedian as well. My God, he is freaking awful. Like, Tony Hinchcliffe is just basically, he's a stick figure made out of, like, pipe cleaners and earwax, who somehow, like, sucked Joe Rogan's dick and now he's popular. But I don't think he's talented whatsoever. I think he's an egomaniac and a narcissist and needs to be knocked off his high horse big time. And he looks stupid. My God. And, like, he's definitely gay. Like, there's a lot of people in comedy that you can tell that the reason that they're not gay is because they fooled themselves into thinking that they're not. Like Bobby Lee, Joe Rogan, Hinchcliffe, those guys, as far as I'm concerned, those are the most closeted freaking comedians out there. Excuse me. But when I started going back to the Comedy Store in 2018, there's a special place in the back, all right? And it's for the comedians that hang out. I went up there one time with a piece of chalk and I wrote Club Jeff Scott because Jeff Scott was the piano player at the Comedy Store. He was the greatest freaking guy. He was one of my only friends. Like, him and Brody Stevens were like my two only friends at the Comedy Store forever. And I would always hang out with Jeff and we would shoot the shit. And he was an incredible guy. Loved Jeff. So I called it's called Sacred Grounds, but I call it Club Jeff Scott. They actually wrote Club Jeff Scott, where I wrote the thing with chalk. They actually put Club Jeff Scott in my font, my writing, whatever. Pat yourself in the back, Skip. But Sacred Ground area is reserved for paid regulars and their friends, and I wanted to keep it that way. And I remember when I first started going back to the Comedy Store, William Montgomery would be in Sacred Grounds because it'd be Monday night and it'd have Kill Tony in the main room. And I'd be like, no, dude, you're like, I've watched you. You're not funny. You're not a paid regular. You don't need to be back here. Go in the main room. Go in the front of the building. You are just, get out. Get out. Because I watched him perform. I didn't get it. It was just the manic yelling of a lunatic. Like, just some howdy-doody fucking goofball. And I did not understand, and I still don't understand the appeal of this individual, nor do I have to. I know what good comedy is. I've watched millions of comedians go up. And there's not a lot of good comedians out there. And William Montgomery is the king right now. He's the king of awful comics. And I want to say congratulations, dude. You did it. You did it. You proved me fucking right, man. That fucking viral video of you bombing, absolutely amazing. You could have, if you were a smarter person, if you had any degree of education or intelligence stuck in that brain, You could have turned that moment into a Bill Burr in Philadelphia thing, where he just chastised the audience and just shat on them for like a good 15, 20 minutes, and it was epic. It was that's actually the defining moment of Bill Burr's career, outside of him playing the Iridia Comedy Festival and completely destroying it. But you could have, William, you could have turned that into an epic freaking moment, but you didn't. You know why? Because you're basically a homeless guy with a comedy career. If you didn't have what you have right now, which came from Kill Tony and all of its like propagation of horrible comedians, David Lucas, come on, dude. Come on, what the fuck? Really? That's your best? Fuck, dude. Kill Tony's a sham and a scam. It's not worth it. Why so many people moved to Austin to go suck Tony and fucking Rogan's dick is beyond me. Like, okay, California, dude. Like, I'm not that far from the ocean. I'm not that far from Six Flags, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. We got everything here. It's fantastic out here in California. We got great weather year-round. Austin, unfortunately, they got bad weather. They got the humidity there is insane. But listen, I love Austin too. I'm not knocking, like I said, I'm not knocking Austin. I'm knocking the cancer that invaded you, called Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe and all the garbage comedians that came with it. I'm so sorry, Austin. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with... I just think it's hysterical that Rogan called the two rooms, his two showrooms, he named them after the two nuclear bombs that they dropped on Japan, which is Fat Man and Little Boy. Two nuclear bombs. Because Rogan is the human equivalent of a nuclear bomb. Because that dude bombs. Like, dude, like when he performed at the Comedy Store, I loved it when he bombed. And he bombed a lot, too. Okay? He's not a good comedian. And he'd be up there for hours sweating sometimes, trying to teach an audience a lesson that he's funny. And he's not. And I just thought it was great because there would be times when Rogan would bomb, but he'd do crowd control because he's a rich bitch. And he would buy the entire audience shots, like kamikaze shots or something. He'd buy them shots. And so I remember whenever the waitresses would come by with them trays of shots, I'd take two. Oh, another tray. Hey, two more. Hey, another tray. I would just drink as many of those fucking shots as I could because that asshole took my stage time. And he also took, I don't know, he helped dismantle my... I got... The Rogan versus Mencia video came out, and I was invited, 2 weeks previous to that video, I was invited to be a part of Mencia's show. Carlos thought I was a great comedian, wanted me to be a part of a show. I knew it was a joke thief. I needed a foot in the door in Hollywood. That was my foot. And what happened? Joe Rogan not only kicked my foot out of the door, he closed the door in my face. So fuck you, Joe Rogan. Yeah, watch the Rogan versus Mencia video, near the 10-minute mark. It's like 9:30, 9:40, something like that is where, I don't know. But he basically threw me, who's really fat out here? Skippy? What a fucking asshole. But I mean, mind you, okay, Rogan could not hold a candle to Carlos Mencia on stage. Carlos Mencia... Yeah, knock on him for stealing fucking jokes. Not because he did. I called him out on it. Everybody did. We all called him out on it. Yeah, he stole jokes, but guess what? He told them better than you did. That guy could deliver. Okay? That guy... The first time... Okay. I don't have a TV. I grew up without a TV. Never had cable growing up. Never watched HBO comedy specials. None of that shit, okay? So, my virgin eyes to comedy mostly came from the Comedy Store. And there was this guy who came in this one night. I didn't know who the fuck he was. Carlos Mencia. Didn't know who the fuck he was. All I know is that Chris Rock went on, destroyed. After Chris, Andrew Dice Clay went on, annihilated. And then this guy, Carlos Mencia, went on. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. You could have turned the power off at the Comedy Store, and the amount of electricity that that guy generated in the original room could have powered the entire fucking city. That guy went up there, made Chris Rock and Andrew Dice Clay look like open micers. I was blown away. I became an instant fan. But then then you start hearing about him stealing jokes, and then when I had to call him out on it because he stole a joke off of Brian Holtzman, and no more than 10 minutes after Holtzman told it in the original room, I go into the fucking main room. I'm sitting at Mitzi's table, and Carlos goes and tells me this joke. It was post 9/11. That's how old this was. Okay, post 9/11, and he told this joke. And I go, Carlos, here, look me in the eyes, buddy. Look me in the eyes and tell me you didn't just steal that joke off Brian Holtzman in the original room. And he's like, and then just walked away. Because, I don't know, people don't like being called out on their shit. I called him out on his shit. But anyhow, you have to, okay? If people are stealing jokes, whatever. That if you have to steal jokes, that's sad as a comedian. Like, I don't mind it when people steal my jokes because that lets me know that my shit's good enough to steal. And I've had numerous comedians steal my shit, and I'm whatever. Hey, listen, if I can make your act funnier, cool. Glad to be of service. If we're doing the same show, don't do my joke. But William Montgomery, okay, like I said, I used to kick him out of the sacred ground at the Comedy Store. I watched him. He tried to become a paid regular at the Comedy Store. And I watched him bomb on his showcase. And I was like, yeah, you're not funny, dude. Like, you're funny to, like, losers. Like, total idiots. Like, your shit ain't fucking funny. You're just... well, I guess he learned that from the Rogan School of Comedy. Yelling equals funny. Because that's all Rogan does. He's a screamer. He's a bitch. But I guess he learned from Rogan that, oh, if I'm louder, that means I'm funny. Not true. Just means you're a screaming idiot. But like I said, man, watching him bomb for as long as he did and just drown. He didn't even tread water. He drowned. That dude died on stage. And congratulations, because all you did proved me right. Oops. Because, yeah, the whole Kill Tony, the whole mothership bullshit, y'all suck. Y'all are a bunch of fucking Rogan dick riders. Hinchcliffe dick riders. Go for it. If that's gonna pay your bills, go for it. Because that's what, you know what, that's the thing. Like, William Montgomery, enjoy it, buddy. You're not gonna last long. Enjoy your Killers of Kill Tony, whatever that means. Whatever desecration on stages across the world you're gonna be doing. Whatever sort of garbage you're gonna get out there. Make it happen, Captain, because this is your time to shine. We saw you bomb. There's going to be plenty more. You're going to be like Vietnam bombing. You're going to be carpet bombing for the rest of your fucking career, dude. You're not funny. I told you that to your fucking face. William Montgomery is not funny. He just lucked out, which is a lot. Hey, luck has a great place in the entertainment industry. I didn't luck out. I've had nothing but bullshit happen to me. But, hey, congratulations on your good fortune. But I don't see it lasting much longer, punk. I really don't. So, take it for what it's worth. You'll be back to work at Sonic pretty soon. But I just want to say, congratulations, that bombing. You're the fucking champ, William Montgomery. You took the fucking cake and ate it too. Killers of Kill Tony. Like, you're glorifying garbage. There are no killers on Kill Tony. It's just a garbage heap. But even a garbage heap will sprout a flower. That flower was William Montgomery and David Lucas. What fucking ugly fucking shit is that? But yeah, if you're gonna do comedy, I'm gonna be open and honest with you right now. You don't need a club. You don't. All you need is social media. That's it. Okay, the first person that I know of that had gone viral for their, and now has a career out of it is what's his name? Fuck, I can't think of his name. He's an Indian comedian. Fuck. Oh well. He was on the Riyadh Comedy Festival too, but whatever. He's fucking rich bitch. But needless to say, this one dude, I forget his name. I can't remember his name. He's a really famous comedian, but whatever. He had someone accidentally record him at a show, and then they posted it on the internet, and then that's how he became world famous. Because the internet isn't just a club in Los Angeles or a club in Austin, Texas. This is a club that goes all over the world. On your phone, on your computer. That's it. Once you can establish yourself as funny in the social media space, that's it. That's all you need. You don't need Kill Tony. You don't need the Comedy Mothership or the Comedy Store. Forge your own career. That's what I'm trying to do, but I keep getting kicked off TikTok. I gotta stop doing that. I get all like anti-religious and anti-Trump, and that's just the right-wingers. Like I said, they're a bunch of pussies. You know, like fucking Rogan and Hinchcliffe are right-wing fucking jerk-offs. They're pussies. But they have to prove that they're men all the time. Go for it. I already know I'm a man. I'll grab my dick. Go on my OnlyFans. You can see my cock. Fuck it. But I got a nice dick, too, just so you know. But it don't work no more. I'm so thankful because, God, you do not know what it's like to not be interested. Like, I love women, but you caused me nothing but emotional heartbreak and just, I'm happy to not have you in my life. Sometimes it's better to be happy and alone than miserable with somebody. So I'm very thankful for that I had the common sense. Plus, marriage is the first step in a divorce. Don't ever get married. That's the stupidest thing you could ever fucking do. What, for a tax break? Great. Now some bitch can take half your shit and not all of it. I have an ex-girlfriend who's on her fifth fucking marriage. Fifth! She's a serial divorcer. It's sad, man. And it's so sad. But yeah, she just takes advantage of dudes. But hey, if you can make a career out of it, congratulations. I'm just glad I didn't have to be a part. Well, I was a part of it until I decided, because she wanted to get married to me after 2 months. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Not my thing. Not my pig, not my farm. Don't want to be a part of it. But yeah, like I said, this is about William Montgomery. Congratulations, dude. You are awful. I hope the Elephant Graveyard does something and makes you more famous for being fucking awful. And I hope that just, if anything, you should quit comedy. Because, like I said, Mitzi Shore had that thing that said, do not encourage bad comedy. And you're bad comedy. William, what's his name? I just had a brain fart. William Montgomery is awful. He's a horrible comedian. He's not even a comic. He's just some yelling asshole. So, yeah, I just want to say congratulations. Once again, William Montgomery. You proved me right. Keep up the great work. You're the bombing champ outside of Rogan right now. And Brian Callen. Oh my God, what a fuck. That fucking special. I watched everybody tear that shit apart. What happened to fucking people who moved to Austin? Like, Callen used to be pretty decent here in Los Angeles, but then he moved to Austin and just... Like, how do you out Gringo fucking Poppy, bro? You did it. Congratulations to Brian Callen, too. You're fucking awful. But yeah, it's really sad that we live in a really crappy time for comedy. There's no good comedy out there right now. It's really sad. Like, I wish I could tell you a comedian to watch. Well, I can. Fahim, I can't. Is it Anwar? Anwar, I don't know. Sandro Yocolano, they're fucking hysterical. But until they find their niche, until they find their moment of clarity online, they're just gonna keep, working the stages. But like I said, Fahim Anwar, if that's how you pronounce it, I can't remember. And Sandro Yocolano, those two are phenomenal comedians. Like, Fahim would make me bust out in tears laughing at the Comedy Store. Like, I'm on Team Fahim 100%, dude. That dude is hysterical. And I love Sandro because he is just a brilliant mind, and he's just a wonderful human being. I encourage good comedy. Kill Tony, Joe Rogan, encourage bad comedy. Rogan, you're not Mitzi Shore. No matter how much you name the bar Mitzi, you're never going to be Mitzi Shore. You're not Mitzi Shore. You never will be. Get over your delusions, little man. Kill Tony is just a fucking waste pit for people who are delusional fucking idiots who think 1 minute of fucking YouTube time is going to be enough to launch their career. Enjoy your delusions. Austin encourages bad comedy. Don't move there. Move out of there. Get the fuck away from Joe Rogan. He is an awful comedian. He's not even a comedian. He's a podcaster. He's not even a comedian. He's a fucking podcaster who thinks he knows how to do comedy. Because, I don't see him on, the richest comedians list, but on the richest podcaster list, I see him. But, whatever. All I'm saying is, man, William, you fat boy and little whatever, fucking fat man, little boy, you bombed nuclear. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations. Keep proving me right, Dick. It's just sad that you have a career and I don't. But someday mine will show up. To be quite honest, I don't like the entertainment industry. I don't like that comedy is clubs are just whorehouses for comedians who just sell themselves short. I don't know. I don't perform at the clubs here in Los Angeles just because they don't pay shit. They pay nothing. And I don't want to be because I don't want to be in the fucking entertainment industry. I mean, fucking TV movies. I don't watch them. I don't have a TV. Why do I want to be in them? I used to do commercials. I used to do commercials on TV and shit, and I was just I hate commercials. Why am I making them? I hate commercialism. I hate advertisements. I hate all that shit. Why am I, that's why I had to just stop. I was like, I can't be a part of this shit. I don't want to be a product that sells products. Fuck that shit. That's all the entertainment industry is just products that sell products. An actor, a comedian, a sports figure, a singer, they're all products. They're all products that sell other products. They get their endorsement deals. They get their whatevers. They're products that sell products, and you're dumb enough to think that because, they use that, it must be good. It's pathetic associations and just garbage. You're being sold garbage. Turn off your TV. Throw it away. Go outside. I fed squirrels today. It was fantastic. Not only that, I fed squirrels with a 4-year-old at the VA hospital. There was this young lady, and I was feeding squirrels like I normally do. I was throwing out sunflower seeds because I love me some squirrels. Love me some squirrel on squirrel action. And then this mother and her 4-year-old son come over, and he's like, oh, look at that. And so I had 4 packs of seeds. I gave his mom one and let them go feed squirrels. We had a blast. An absolute blast. Try going outside and enjoying the day. Try. You might like it. But I got a burrito waiting for me right now. I still have tons of food from Veterans Day I haven't eaten yet. I just got to get through it. Oh, boy. And also, Perry Caravello Live is on right now, so I got to go watch it. He's on with Reverend Bob Levy. They are such a good combination. Oh my god. Like I never liked Bob as a comedian. I think he's kind of like just over the top gross and everything. But him with Perry Caravello, who's also a horrible comedian, they're phenomenal together. I highly recommend Perry Caravello live. It's just, if you want to watch a maniac fucking explode at any fucking small stupid thing in his head, it's incredible to watch. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Whatever, fuck that shit. All I'm saying is, William Montgomery, hey, great job, dude, great job. You suck. You fucking suck. And I still don't like you, and I never will. I think you're awful. I always will, until you can write a joke that makes me fucking laugh. And then do that for a half an hour, you ain't shit, dude. You're garbage. Keep spouting off your stupid, whatever the fuck he was saying was just the dumbest shit I ever heard. And that's, you know what? That's his fan base. The dumbest motherfuckers on the face of the planet. And I heard this like thing where they were like trying to like, I watched a couple of videos about it where he was like trying to compensate and say, oh, it was the crowd. No, it was you, dude. Nah, it was you. You fucking sucked. You didn't know how to adapt and overcome. You fucking sucked. Own up to it. Rogan was trying to put him in the same classification as Brody Stevens. I was like, fuck you, Rogan. He called Brody a weirdo. And I was like, you don't ever call Brody a weirdo. Brody was the fucking best. William Montgomery's fucking garbage. Tell us how you really feel, Skip. Alright. Yeah, William Montgomery, you fucking suck. And keep up the horrible work, because you're going to have no career soon enough. So, yeah, congratulations. Fuck you, you suck. Alright. I'm out of here. That's enough taking a dump on that loser. But, alright, you have a great day. Stay awesome. I'm Skippy Simon. I got a burrito coming. Alright, bye.